Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Hopefully everybody's doing good. I was thinking this morning, I haven't touched base on it because it hasn't been satisfied yet. As you recall, I bought a battery from my friend's little truck. And it turned out this brand new battery is useless. Well, I got a text message a few days ago telling me the battery was back at the shop, the parts store I bought it at. And Grace and I had made plans to go and pick it up. Well, the following morning, early, good thing I did it early, the text says, "Don't come. It's not ready." What you mean it's not ready? Undoubtedly, they sent it to their supplier. They seen that the battery is brand new, and they just sent it back. Because they couldn't have tested it. Because if they tested it, it would show bad. Now, this battery, what it does, I put it on charge and get it up, the voltage up to where it's supposed to be, roughly around 13 volts. Then you take it off charge. And immediately after you take it off charge, it'll drop to 12.6. And you just sit and you wait a few minutes. You wait another 15 minutes or so. You test it and it's at 11.9. Come back an hour later and it's below 11 with no load. Now you can charge it up to 13 or so volts, stick it in the vehicle, immediately it's dead. When you try to crank it, it's dead, period. It never has turned the vehicle over the first time. You know, warranties in the Philippines are different. And I guess with this, I've learned a lesson about buying an automotive battery. Before I make the purchase, ask about the procedure if this battery happens to be bad, and where and how long it will take to get it replaced, or if it will replace it. And if possible, get it in writing. I'm still waiting. I feel pretty comfortable that I finally will get it replaced. It's just a matter of waiting now. What if that vehicle was my only vehicle and I had to depend on it? That's what I want to point out. What do? You buy another battery, then you're stuck with two batteries if one gets replaced. That's some of the experiences you'll find during warranties here in the Philippines. I'm trying to think if I had another warranty issue on another item. I'm sure I have, I just can't recall. I've gotten so used to no warranty, I just, when I buy something, it's bad, I just shove it aside. In this case here, it was a fairly large purchase for the battery, so I have to try my best to follow it through. The sad part about it is it's not my battery. It's for a friend of mine that's getting ready to come back to the Philippines. And I'm trying to get his little vehicle up and running and make it safe so you have transportation when he comes in. And it's my understanding he's going to probably spend about 6 weeks here, which I'm glad because, I miss these conversations. Yeah. We usually had coffee or something here and we'd sit and talk about our early lives and so forth and our future plans. And so I'm excited for him coming. I really am. So that's another reason I'm trying to push this issue. And also, I've got a very reliable source So I probably, if I ever buy another battery, I just order it from Cebu, because I know if there's a problem, I just have to send it back. But anyway, show you a couple items. Timing belt, and I'm trying to see if I can show you the brand on it. There we go. As you can see, I don't know if it's focused enough for you to see or not, but it is a Gates brand. And the reason I'm pointing this out, 850 pesos. Roughly, what, $16? That same no-name brand belt in San Carlos, a number of different shops, anywhere from 3,500, and you might get lucky and get it for around 1,800 pesos, between double and 3 times the price for less quality. Yeah. And the reason I say that, because I had a little truck, I replaced the belt, and if I recall correctly, I gave $2,500 for it, and after I sold the truck, I was informed that the timing belt broke. Well, that belt had only been there on there about a year, not hardly a year. So if you're here and you have a surplus vehicle that requires a timing belt, or any vehicle, try to get a good brand. Next, as you can see, this is a water pump for that same vehicle. $1,250 pesos. Yeah, it's much higher in my hometown, where I live. It's I think I priced one of these once before, because I thought about replacing the one on my little truck, but I didn't. And I was priced $3,500 for the one. So far, the parts I've ordered from Cebu have been very high quality. And I appreciate that. The guy that I do business with in Cebu, he says, I do have a cheaper brand, but I know you don't want it. And I said, you're correct. No. Well, as long as the prices stay stable on quality products, I'll pay the bigger price. I just hate paying the bigger price for things of less quality, which I've been experiencing, the past couple of years with my local suppliers. Even buying something as simple as coolant, I can order it online, high price, delivered, and coolant's heavy. I like to keep things like that on hand. Synthetic oil, I buy a gallon. I only need 3 quarts. For fully synthetic oil, about $25, $22, yeah, somewhere in that area. And I've got an extra quart. And on my 3rd oil change, I don't have to buy any. So far, I've not had to add any oil to my little van. I change every 5,000 kilometers, or roughly 3,000 miles. Maybe just a little over. I know some people will push to 10,000. I don't like doing that because, you know, the oil is a cleaning agent and it suspends the carbon deposits. When there's enough of it suspended, it starts working like sandpaper. But the oil filter can only hold so much. After that, there's a bypass valve, if you don't know. If the filter happens to get to the point it can't filter, there's a bypass valve, and it bypasses the filter. Now, why would I want to? No, I know it's recommended to do 10,000 with synthetic oil, but why would I want to do that? I'm not going to. You know, everybody's got their own thoughts, but that's the way I view it. You know, I like keeping things maintained and as trouble-free as possible. These little vehicles, like the little truck where we've got the project going on, my little van, they're called surplus. If you maintain them correctly, they will do a great job for you. Now, I know people has had some bad experiences. And sometimes it's not the vehicle at fault. And sometimes it is. But a lot of times it's not. It's not always the owner's fault too. It's everyone who assembled your vehicle. So if you decide you're going to buy one of these, if you're going to live here or whatever, find a quality and get some background on the people that put it together. And I don't recommend buying one used, especially if it's, well, I hate to say this, but Filipinos just don't service their vehicles. I've seen it time and time again. A lot of the reason is they barely can afford to put gas in and drive it, if they do that. And so their service is far and few between. And they'll drive one till it stops. Then wonder why it costs so much to fix. That's what you have. And also, their driving habits are kind of extreme. So even if it's not even a surplus vehicle, you better keep that in mind. They drive these things hard, and the roads here are terrible. Even if you were under good driving habits, it is terrible. I know. Suspension parts is one of the biggest issues. I live on a sugarcane road, and it's terrible on my little vehicle, but I maintain it. You know, and I've looked over the time frame and the kilometers I put on it. I've really not spent that much on it. It's almost 2 years now, and I've not hit maybe right at $500. I might break $500. That includes oil changes too, air filters and things like that, maintenance. In my last little project of doing the coils and plugs, I did replace all the coils and put a new set of plugs in. Made a big difference. Anyway, folks, you heard me rattle, and I do appreciate you sticking in there and watching my videos. And hopefully everybody does great, and maybe you got something out of this video. I don't know. Anyway, until next time.